Well, hey there, hero. It's David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I can't believe we are, what is it? Oh, 9, 15, 14 videos away from finishing up. Wow, this is crazy. Maybe 10. Is it 10 videos? Yeah, it's 10 videos for doing the whole year challenge. Thank you so much for being through this with me. We're going to go to once a week at the beginning of the year, once a week on Wednesdays. If you want to sign up for that, go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of the page on voheroes.com. Get on the list, and you'll be notified every week when these videos come out. But for now, we're going to finish up the year. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, one of my clients, one of my lovely clients, sent me an article from Inc. magazine and asked me a question. Is this how you designed VO Heroes? And when you find out what the article is all about, the answer will be absolutely that's the case. The article was about how Amazon works backwards when they develop products that they want to sell. A lot of people think, oh, Amazon creates anything they want and they put it up on Amazon. It's going to sell well because they've got billions of customers. That's not how it works. What they do is they do what I did when I did with VO2GoGo back in the day and with VO Heroes now. They start with the audience. They start with a problem that the audience has, that their customers have, that they can identify, they can flesh out, they can get an experience about. Boy, they really hate it when they can't do this, can't clean their floor, can't drill into wood, can't fix something in their house. Who knows what it is that they sell? And in my case, the question was, what does my audience want to learn about voiceover? Because there's an awful lot to learn about voiceover. And it turned out that the art was something that they wanted to learn, but mostly they wanted to learn about the business and the technology. And then I found out later on by asking further questions, they wanted to learn how to keep their head around the problem of being a performer and a talent and a voiceover talent in particular. So Amazon starts with the problem. And then they work backwards in the process to see what's the best way to solve that problem and what can they create as a product or find as a product, because sometimes they'll outsource the creation of the product and they won't actually build it themselves. In fact, that happens more often than not. But internally, they have to make a case for building this particular product. And so, excuse me, the way they do that is they get together in small groups. They're called skunk works. They present to a small group, convince that small group, and then they move to a larger working group. And then they present to maybe the executive board of the company if it's a big enough product that they want bigger support for. But the point here is they don't sit around thinking about products to create. They wait or go seeking a problem to be solved. And that's kind of working backwards, because when you think about inventors, right? Inventors create products. They don't know whether it's going to sell well or not. They don't know. They think it's going to be useful to people, but they don't know. And many, many inventions have failed because there just simply wasn't a market for them, wasn't an audience for them like the inventor thought there would be. So what Amazon does, because they want to maximize the success of the things that they put money behind, that they create, that they outsource, and so on, is they will work backwards from the process. Here's the problem. 60 million people have it, whatever that problem is. Or maybe 20 million people. Or maybe 1 million people. And they look at how to solve that problem, whether the product that they can create can be priced at a point where they can make money and solve the problem for the audience. And they do all this internal work, and they do testing, and they pitch it to other members of the buying team in the company. And they have to convince them internally that this would be a good product for Amazon to have. And only then do they move to the next step, which is test marketing. They check to see if somebody would actually buy it. Maybe they put up a page and they say, hey, would you like this product, right? Maybe they create a small batch of these products and see if they sell. So with me, when my client asked me this question, like, why did you decide to do IVR as a voiceover category? Because I don't really hear about IVR a lot. Well, that client may not, but IVR is one of those huge kind of hidden voiceover categories of art that you don't hear about a lot in the news. You don't hear a lot about in meetings. You hear about commercials and audiobooks, and boy, do you hear about animation and video games, right? But the truth of the matter is, a lot more money is made by voiceover talent in the world of IVR than animation and video games combined. Now, I don't know about audiobooks, probably audiobooks, because there are far more phones in the world and far more phone tree systems in the world than there are books being produced on a daily basis. So it's one of those things you don't hear about a lot, but it's something that my audience said, I'd like to know more about. And I said, do you want to know about this stuff? Way back when all I had was a commercials class. That was it. Somebody asked me, how do you make most of your money? And I told them, and they're like, oh yeah, I want to know about that. And so I asked a few other people before I put the time into creating the class. But when I did, oh my gosh, the reaction was fantastic. And it was because I started with what the audience wanted. And I want you to do that same thing. When you're setting up your profiles, remember, it's not about explaining everything you've done in your life. It's about explaining things so that a customer can get their problem solved. Now, they want to have their problem solved by good talent, but they also want to have their problem solved by talent that's been recognized as being good. That's why you talk about awards and recommendations and testimonials, right? So always start with what the audience needs, as opposed to, I think I'm going to tell them about that time that I played Michael, Wendy's little brother, in Peter Pan on stage, because I think that really helps me as a talent. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe they don't care. Maybe what they want is their e-learning platform to be voiced by somebody who knows what they're talking about. So, when you look at creating something, when you look at creating a product or creating a profile or creating a piece of marketing material, always begin with, what will my audience get from this? What will this solve for my audience? Will they get information about me? Will they want to hire me? What will this solve for them? Not, what will this do for me? Because that will follow. That will naturally follow. Does that make sense to you guys? And I say you guys because everybody has kind of a different look at this. This can be kind of thought of as very corporate. Oh, that's how companies do their research. But I'm an individual. I'm an artist. I put stuff up against the wall and see what sticks. Yeah. Okay. So what do you think of this? Leave me a comment below. I'd love to know, as we wrap these things up toward the end of the year, I'm going to be giving you some of my best secrets in terms of how I've built my business and how I serve my customers, if that's okay with you. I appreciate it. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.